Thank you for turning in to Golden Radio. This is Christina Royster with Brittany Cranston. We may be dames, but we're no sob sisters. We're a couple of tomatoes who bring nothing but the best sports news to the radio. This hour, we'll be talking to the biggest bimbos in sports, Red Grange, Babe Ruth, and Jack Dempsey. I'm not sure if many of you have heard, but the upcoming star Red Grange has recently been signed to the Chicago Bears in the newly founded NFL. What do you think of that?
That's pretty impressive considering many college players don't make it to the pros. It looks like he's been on the up and up. Dutch Sterneman, the head coach of the Bears, recently told the press that he has high hopes for his team if Grange can perform to his full potential.
Stay tuned for the Cat's Meow news when we come back with our interview with Red. Welcome back to the show. Golden Radio's own Brittany Cranston here had an interview with the rising young bird, Red Grange. His fans may know him as the Galloping Ghost for his quick dogs. Get ready for an earful.
Welcome to our show, Red. Looking back on your college career, you've been very copacetic. Which game was your full all-time favorite and why?
First off, Doll, thank you for having me on the show. Every game I played in was enjoyable, but I have to say that my favorite was the game against Michigan in 1924. I had 4 touchdowns in the first quarter, a 5th in the third quarter, and had my final touchdown in the 4th quarter.
That's the bee's knees. We have heard that you recently signed with the Chicago Bears and played your first game with them. Can you describe the experience?
It was a little overwhelming because the joint was sold out. We played the Chicago Cardinals at Wrigley Field. Overall, the game was swell. We came out on top with the win. I look forward to the rest of the season with them.
Are you looking forward to your barnstorming tour? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It's a 67-day tour where I will be playing 19 games. I'm very excited because it will draw fans to the NFL and help promote the league.
How nifty. Well, thank you for being here with us today. We look forward to hearing about your success this season.
Thanks for having me on the show.
The opening kick. It goes down. Red Grange has the ball. It cuts back across the middle of the field. He's in the clear. What a way to start a game, Red Grange.
Also joining us today is the famous boxer Jack Dempsey. He held the heavyweight championship title from 1919 until losing it last year to Gene Tunney. Last weekend, the famous rematch took place in Chicago. The two fought off hard and Gene Tunney ended up with winning the 8th round. We will get the full story in a jiffy. Let's hear Christina's interview with Jack.
Welcome to Golden Radio, Jack. Can you tell us a little bit about your past year in boxing with Gene Tunney?
I held the heavyweight title up until he took it away from me last year. We were friendly before the championship last year, but there's a bit of beef now.
You recently had a rematch against Tunney, a hard-boiled fellow, at Soldier Field in Chicago. You had a double cross. Can you explain what happened to the listeners?
It started out fair the first 5 rounds. During the 6th round, the match got a wiggle on, and Tunney was trapped in the corner, and I unleashed a series of left and right hooks. He was down on the ground, and the referee told me to go to the neutral corner. I forgot that there was a new rule saying that the ref can't start counting unless the opponent reaches the neutral corner. I was quite the sap. I took my time, and Tunney came up at 9 seconds. He was recorded down for 13. Finally, it ended in the 8th round when he knocked me out.
That's a shame. Do you ever think about going back into the ring?
I think that my career has been satisfying enough for me. I had my time, and I won't be returning next year. Everything is Jake.
Says you. Dempsey fans would love to see you in the ring one last time. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me on the show.
We also have the famous baseball player Babe Ruth with us today. Babe recently signed with the New York Yankees last year and has just completed his first season with them. He had 54 runs this year. Let's hear what Babe had to say in his interview with Brittany.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't.
Good evening, Babe, and thank you for joining us on the show with us tonight.
It's always a pleasure. Thanks for having me tonight.
Can you tell us a little bit about your seasons with the Yankees? You've been the big cheese on the team.
It's been a real honor. I enjoyed playing with them a lot. Switching from the Red Sox to the Yankees took a little time for me to adjust, but I have no complaints at all. I had 54 home runs. I was hoping to be the first baseball player to hit 60 in a single session, but was only 6 short. I'm a little disappointed by that, but I will have to strive for it next year.
Horse feathers. 54 runs sound pretty ducky to me. You were recently named MVP of the year. Can you tell us a little bit about how you achieved that?
I hit on all 6s. Once I set my mind on something, the job needs to get done. I had a lot to prove to people this year. It's been quite an experience, and it's really an honor for me to win that award.
Well, I wish you the best of luck next year with the Yankees, and I hope you get the 60 runs. Thank you for joining us today.
Once again, thank you for having me.
A long drive. This ball is out.
I'm sure we're going to be hearing a lot about those three gentlemen within the next year. They'll be giving a lot of gold diggers the heebie-jeebies. In my opinion, they're all eggs. That will do it for this edition of Golden Radio. Thanks for tuning in.
From all of us here, have a good evening, and to all yous who know from nothing, be sure to tune in tomorrow for the hottest news in sports radio. Good night, everyone. Go.
Welcome to Golden Radio, Jack. Can you tell us a little bit about your past year in boxing with Gene Tooney?
Tunny.
Tunny?